kind of inspiring people with my songs this year because I think I can really help people with their lives by singing about good things.
Willow Smith has been making a name for herself and stepping out of the spotlight of her renowned parents, Will Smith and Jada Pinkett Smith. She's been carving out her own path and establishing a unique presence in the entertainment industry. Willow burst onto the music scene with the chart-topping single Whip My Hair and secured a record deal with Jay-Z's prestigious label, Roc Nation. Over the past few years, Willow has undergone a series of transformations, experimenting with different styles and sounds to craft an identity that is unmistakably her own. The result is a striking evolution that's garnering attention and cementing her status as a talented young artist in her own right. To see her remarkable transformation for yourself, be sure to check out this video. Being raised in the public eye was a profoundly distressing experience for Willow Smith. Born on October 31, 2000, in Los Angeles, California, Smith is the daughter of actress-musician Jada Pinkett Smith and actor-musician Will Smith. She has two older siblings, her brother Jaden Smith, an actor and musician, and her half-brother Willard Carroll Trey Smith III, an actor and DJ who works with Project Zambi, a charitable organization that collaborates with Hasbro to support Zambian children orphaned by AIDS. Growing up with famous parents was not something Willow Smith aspired to, nor did she find it easy, as she revealed in an interview with Girl Gaze via People. Navigating adolescence and trying to find your place in the world, while feeling like you're under a microscope and people think they have a right to know your every move, is utterly, soul-crushingly awful. And the only way to cope is to confront it head-on, she said. She also believes that this toxic environment can have a devastating impact on mental well-being, stating, "I think many kids like me end up succumbing to a cycle of depression, and the world is watching them through their screens, mocking and joking about the crippling effects of this lifestyle on their mental health." She noted that when you're born into a life of fame, you have two options: fully immerse yourself in that world and try to make a positive impact from within, or completely step out of the spotlight. She said, "There's really no middle ground." Willow Smith envisions a future where she's disconnected from the spotlight, and it's a prospect that brings her a sense of liberation. The pressures of living in the public eye have taken their toll, and Smith has confessed that she yearns for a simpler existence. In a 2016 conversation with Pharrell Williams for Interview magazine, Smith and her brother Jaden shared their aspirations for the years to come. When asked where they see themselves, Jaden's response was a resounding "gone," a sentiment his sister wholeheartedly endorsed. Willow elaborated, "I imagine myself nestled in the mountains, living off the land and foraging for my own food, perhaps even cooking up a wild squirrel or two." Her brother's surprise at the idea of eating squirrels sparked a light-hearted exchange, but Willow's desire to escape the urban jungle and reconnect with nature is genuine. She confided, "My heart longs to return to a more primal way of living, one that's in harmony with the natural world and untainted by the trappings of modern life. If self-doubt is holding you back, Willow Smith has a message of empowerment to share." Born into a famous family, Smith was thrust into the public eye, but she could have chosen to shy away from the attention. Instead, she seized the opportunity to harness her influence and inspire a new generation of young women. At the tender age of 15, Smith was handpicked by the iconic French fashion house Chanel to join their esteemed ranks of ambassadors, a role she approached with gravity, recognizing the significance of breaking down barriers. "It's a rare occurrence for a young black girl with dreadlocks to be chosen as a Chanel ambassador," she noted, reflecting on the magnitude of the honor. In an interview with The Telegraph, Smith acknowledged the weight of responsibility that comes with being a trailblazer for underrepresented voices. "I'm aware that many girls who share my background and appearance often feel marginalized and overlooked by the media," she revealed. but I want them to know that this narrative is false. When you cultivate self-assurance and self-love, your entire worldview shifts, and you'll begin to see the world through fresh eyes. Willow Smith is no stranger to anxiety, a sentiment shared by many of her Generation Z peers. Don't mistake her for a millennial. She's proudly part of the post-1995 crowd, a demographic that makes up nearly 26% of the U.S. population, according to HuffPost. If you're curious about the experiences of this age group, Smith offers a candid perspective. And, according to her, it's not all smooth sailing. In a conversation with Girl Gaze, via Entertainment Tonight, she concurred with the prevailing notion that her generation is the most anxious on record, citing the perils of excessive screen time. However, Smith nuanced this viewpoint, suggesting that the issue runs deeper. She acknowledged that having constant access to information can be overwhelming. We scroll through our feeds and witness tragedy unfolding alongside our daily routines. It's a jarring juxtaposition that can be emotionally draining. Yet she emphasized that the root cause goes beyond mere technology. It's not just about the phones, they're merely a catalyst. The phones amplify the underlying issues that already exist. Willow Smith is bucking traditional expectations when it comes to her future plans. In a conversation with Refinery 29, the young starlet rejected the notion that women should conform to certain societal norms. As a black woman living in the modern era, I refuse to be pigeonholed by outdated stereotypes, she declared. My favorite color, for instance, is not the traditionally feminine hue of pink, but rather the bold and edgy shade of black. This unconventional mindset extends to her views on marriage and parenthood, which she admits don't hold much appeal for her. I'm not fixated on settling down or starting a family, she revealed. Societal expectations based on gender can be stifling, preventing individuals from reaching their full potential. But I'm heartened to see a shift in attitudes, with men increasingly embracing their emotional sides and expressing themselves in non-traditional ways. Smith attributes her forward-thinking approach to her mother, Jada Pinkett Smith, who has always been a proponent of challenging the status quo. Growing up, my mom was all about disrupting the norms and pushing boundaries, she explained. Willow Smith is a true original, and she's not afraid to own it. In a recent conversation with The Fader, she reflected on her journey towards self-discovery and embracing her individuality. I've been undergoing a profound transformation, and it's only now that I'm truly coming into my own as a woman, she revealed. As I've matured, my perspective has shifted, and my observations have become more astute. Everything is becoming clearer, yet, simultaneously, I'm gaining a deeper understanding of the complexities and nuances of life. It's a multifaceted experience, full of contradictions. It's messy, uncomfortable, and exhilarating all at once. As she navigated her later teenage years, Smith began to grasp the distinction between genuine self-expression and the curated personas often presented on social media. She pointed out that there's often a disconnect between the words we utter, "I love you," and the actions that follow. Despite her youth, Smith has spent considerable time pondering weighty topics like love, identity, and what it means to be true to oneself. Willow Smith possesses a remarkable maturity when it comes to matters of the heart. Her thoughtful approach to love and relationships is truly insightful. In a conversation with The Fader, she shared her unique perspective on the importance of giving your partner complete autonomy. According to Smith, allowing insecurities to dictate your actions can be detrimental to any relationship, whether romantic or platonic. It's not about holding on to love out of affection, but rather out of fear, she noted. We need to learn to appreciate and release the people in our lives rather than clinging to them. Smith emphasized that an overly possessive attitude can be suffocating, advising, allow things to unfold naturally. Don't grasp too tightly, as this can ultimately destroy the very thing you're trying to preserve. She also cautioned against labeling relationships, explaining that the moment you claim ownership, you risk undermining the authenticity of the connection. As soon as you say, "This person belongs to me," you've compromised the true essence of your relationship, she warned. It's remarkable to see someone so young exhibit such profound wisdom and understanding. Willow Smith's enthusiasm was palpable during her 2016 photo shoot with Teen Vogue, and it was all due to a groundbreaking milestone. When Smith arrived for her interview, she made a bold statement with her outfit, wearing a cropped t-shirt emblazoned with the empowering phrase, "Never underestimate the power of a woman." This mantra resonated deeply with Smith, who is a staunch advocate for female empowerment and solidarity. What made this particular shoot so significant was that it marked the first time she had been photographed by a female lenswoman, Emma Summerton. Upon meeting, Smith's excitement was evident as she exclaimed, "This is amazing! I've never had the opportunity to work with a female photographer on a project of this scale. It's essential that we see more women behind the camera, as well as in other underrepresented fields, such as science, technology, and medicine." As noted by Teen Vogue, Smith's passion for promoting diversity and inclusion is a recurring theme in her conversations, particularly when it comes to creating opportunities for young women and people of color in industries where they are underrepresented. Willow Smith leverages her celebrity platform and enviable wardrobe to make a positive impact. Despite being born into a life of privilege, Willow Smith strives to utilize her elevated status to benefit others whenever possible. In a heartwarming display of generosity, the singer and her famous family donated approximately 300 items from their wardrobe to the Real Real in October 2017, with all proceeds going towards hurricane relief efforts through the Caribbean Disaster Emergency Management Agency. The Smith family, including Will, Jada, Jaden, and Willow, are well aware of their fortunate circumstances and are using their privilege to make a difference. As reported by E! News, the Smith family, including Will, Jada, Jaden, and Willow, auctioned off their gently used clothing on the Real Real's website. While her family members contributed a range of items, including slippers, sports coats, and cowboy boots, Willow's offerings were a bit more edgy, featuring bomber jackets and sneakers, including her Adidas X Rita Ora lightweight hooded jacket and her opening ceremony wool varsity jacket. Willow Smith's relationship with logic and science is a bit of a complicated one. While her long-term aspirations may include living off the grid and embracing a more self-sufficient lifestyle, she has a more pressing goal in mind, delving deeper into the intricacies of music from a fresh perspective. "My ultimate aim is to catapult my understanding and knowledge of the technical aspects of music," Smith revealed to Rolling Stone in a 2017 interview. Although she feels an innate connection to the artistic side of music, the scientific principles underlying it are a different story altogether, an area where she admits to feeling somewhat uneasy. "As a creative person who relies heavily on intuition, I find it challenging to grasp the logical and analytical aspects of music," she confessed. "It takes time for me to become comfortable with the technicalities and fully comprehend the mechanics behind my artistic expression." Willow Smith's shaved head was more than just a bold fashion statement. It was a cry for help. In a candid conversation with People, Smith confessed that her decision to shave her head in 2012 was a desperate attempt to break free from the pressures of fame. As a pop sensation, she felt suffocated by the expectations that came with her role, and chopping off her locks was her way of rebelling against the life she didn't want. However, the act of self-expression didn't bring her the solace she sought. Instead, it marked the beginning of a dark period of self-harm, as she sought a physical outlet for the emotional anguish she was experiencing. But as she delved deeper into the world of science and spirituality, Smith had a profound realization. "I realized that my body was a sacred vessel, and the harm I was inflicting on it was senseless," she shared. "Once I gained a new perspective, I was able to stop the self-destructive behavior and see myself in a more positive light. Smith's struggles with self-harm remained a secret, known only to a close friend, until she finally opened up about it. I rarely discuss this chapter of my life because it was a brief yet intense period of turmoil, she explained. Willow Smith's artistry has undergone a transformation alongside her personal growth. Despite her complicated relationship with fame in her early years, she continued to create and record music. In 2015, she unveiled her debut album, Ardipithecus, which was inspired by a pivotal moment in human history. The title is derived from the scientific name of the earliest human fossils discovered on the planet, she revealed in an interview with The Fader. I chose this name because during the creation of these songs, I was navigating a period of significant change. 2 years later, Smith released her sophomore album, The First, which she characterized as a cathartic expression of emotions from a young woman coming of age, as quoted in W Magazine. In 2019, she dropped her self-titled album, Willow, which NME described as a soothing and melodic fusion of psychedelic folk and ethereal R&B, built around gentle acoustic rhythms and a few edgy undertones. The publication also noted that the album serves as testament to Willow's unique talent, setting her apart from her famous family. Just as Smith has evolved since her breakout single, her subsequent music has diverged significantly from the pop sensation Whip My Hair. Willow Smith credits her musical journey with instilling in her a sense of self-assurance and self-acceptance. I attempted to distance myself from music due to the immense pain it brought me, questioning whether it was truly my calling, she confessed to Beats One via Genius during a promotional interview. However, music persisted, whispering, "I'm here for you, come back to me," and I've come to realize it's my unwavering companion. For Smith, music is an integral part of her being. The creative process has also been a catalyst for her growth in self-love. As she shared with Rolling Stone, dedicating time to her craft yields a profound sense of fulfillment upon completion. This, in turn, fosters a cycle of progress, skill building, and burgeoning confidence. Smith described this cycle as a transformative process that transcends music, but one that she experiences with each new endeavor. As you navigate each creative challenge, you think, "I'm grasping this. I'm mastering this. Now, I understand," she said. You begin to develop a profound connection with the process itself. Willow Smith is a co-host on the most-watched show on Facebook. In 2018, she joined the ranks of Red Table Talk, a Facebook-based talk show that has since risen to the top of the platform's charts, amassing over 300 million views via Deadline. Smith shares the spotlight with her co-hosts, mother Jada Pinkett Smith and grandmother Adrienne Banfield Norris. The concept for the show was born out of Pinkett Smith's introspective journey, which led her to realize the value of open and honest discussions. As I reflected on my own growth, I recognized that the individuals who bravely shared their personal struggles with me had a profound impact on my own journey, Pinkett Smith revealed in an interview with NPR. I thought to myself, why don't we engage in these conversations more often? Why do we keep these experiences hidden? And so, she created a safe, multi-generational space where no topic is taboo. The show has not only provided a platform for open discussions, but also allowed Pinkett Smith to gain a deeper understanding of her daughter's past challenges and experiences. Willow Smith has a clear idea of what she's looking for in a romantic partner. On an episode of Red Table Talk, the actress openly discussed her thoughts on non-traditional relationships with her mother and grandmother. In the June 2019 episode Unconventional Relationships, Pinkett Smith revealed that her daughter had been exploring the concept of polyamory, being in a loving or romantic relationship with multiple partners at the same time. However, this doesn't mean she's closed off to romance. "I have equal affection for both men and women," Smith shared on the show. My ideal scenario would be to have a deep connection with one person of each gender. I think I could be committed to both of them in a way that's faithful and true. She emphasized that her desire for a polyamorous relationship isn't driven by a desire for new physical experiences. For me, it's all about the emotional bond, Smith explained. If I were to find two people, one man and one woman, with whom I had a strong romantic and physical connection, I don't think I'd feel the need to explore further. Willow Smith's parents are beaming with pride over the incredible young woman she's blossomed into. By the time she celebrated her 19th birthday, Willow had already achieved remarkable success, including a co-hosting gig on a hit talk show, 3 album releases, plus numerous singles and EPs, and a co-headlining tour with her brother, Jaden Smith, who has made some eyebrow-raising statements in the past. While these accomplishments are certainly worth celebrating, her parents' pride runs deeper. You're a force to be reckoned with, and your gentle spirit and compassionate heart make you truly special, Jada Pinkett Smith gushed on Instagram, commemorating her daughter's 19th birthday. I'm constantly learning how to support and love you in ways that honor your unique journey, and it's a joy to watch you grow into your own. In a heartfelt social media tribute, Willow's father, Will Smith, wrote to his daughter, "You've taught me the true meaning of unconditional love. You've shown me that it's essential to let go of my preconceived notions about who you should be, and instead, trust and support your own vision for your life." He continued, "Witnessing your growth has been an absolute delight.